Esther, chapter 1. And it comes to pass in the days of Ahasuerus, he is Ahasuerus who is reigning from Hodu even to Cush, 127 provinces. In those days, at the sitting of King Ahasuerus on the throne of his kingdom, that is in Shushan the palace, in the 3rd year of his reign, he has made a banquet to all his heads and his servants. Of the force of Persia and Media, the chiefs and the heads of the provinces are before him, in his showing the wealth of the glory of his kingdom, and the glory and the beauty of his greatness, many days, 180 days. And at the fullness of these days, the king has made a banquet to all the people who are found in Shushan the palace, from great even to small, for 7 days, in the court of the garden of the house of the king. White linen, white cotton, and blue, fastened with cords of fine linen, and purple on rings of silver, and pillars of marble, couches of gold and of silver, on a pavement of smaragdus, and white marble, and mother of pearl, and black marble, and the giving of drink in vessels of gold, and the vessels are various vessels, and the royal wine is abundant, as a memorial of the king. And the drinking is according to law, none is pressing, for so the king has appointed for every chief one of his house, to do according to the pleasure of man and man. Also Vashti the queen has made a banquet for women in the royal house that King Ahasuerus has. On the 7th day, as the heart of the king is glad with wine, he has commanded to Mehuman, Biztha, Harbona, Bigtha, and Abagtha, Zethar, and Carcas, the 7 eunuchs who are ministering in the presence of King Ahasuerus, to bring in Vashti the queen before the king, with a royal crown, to show the peoples and the heads her beauty, for she is of good appearance. And the queen Vashti refuses to come in at the word of the king, that is by the hand of the eunuchs. And the king is very angry, and his fury has burned in him. And the king says to wise men, knowing the times, for so is the word of the king before all knowing law and judgment, and he who is near to him is Karshana, Shethadar, Admatha, Tarshish, Meres, Marsena, Memucan, 7 heads of Persia and Media, seeing the face of the king, who are sitting first in the kingdom. According to law, what should I do with Queen Vashti, because that she has not done the saying of King Ahasuerus by the hand of the eunuchs? And Memucan says before the king and the heads, Queen Vashti has not done perversely against the king by himself, but against all the heads, and against all the peoples that are in all the provinces of King Ahasuerus. For the word of the queen goes forth to all women, to render their husbands contemptible in their eyes, and their saying, King Ahasuerus commanded to bring in Vashti the queen before him, and she did not come. Indeed, this day princesses of Persia and Media, who have heard the word of the queen, say so to all heads of the king, even according to the sufficiency of contempt and wrath. If to the king it be good, there goes forth a royal word from before him, and it is written with the laws of Persia and Media, and does not pass away, that Vashti does not come in before King Ahasuerus, and the king gives her royalty to her companion, who is better than she. And the sentence of the king that he makes has been heard in all his kingdom, for it is great, and all the wives give honor to their husbands, from great even to small. And the thing is good in the eyes of the king and of the princes, and the king does according to the word of Memucan, and sends letters to all provinces of the king, to province and province according to its writing, and to people and people according to its tongue, for every man being head in his own house, and speaking according to the language of his people.